What's going on, everybody? It's Chris back again. I know my channel's been dead and stagnant for a long time. And to be honest, I never thought I'd come back and make a video really again. But I just decided to maybe come back on and talk about some stuff. I know it's been a while and I don't really plan on making it a regular thing, but who knows? With this quarantine and the lockdown, there's limited things to do that I like to do anyway. So, maybe I'll come back and talk about a few things every once in a while. I moved to Manhattan a couple years ago, and so I've been there most of the time. I do come back to my parents' house, which I am at now every once in a while, a few times a week to come visit. I don't live, my parents' house isn't too far away from Manhattan, so, it's always fun coming back and stuff. But I hope everybody's safe during this crazy time. So what am I going to talk about today? This was a video game related channel, although I did dive into some other things every now and again. So I really don't know what the future holds. Most of the time, most of the videos I did on this channel were pickup video related. Sometimes I would talk about games I was playing. I thought today I'd talk about some of the box video games in my collection. I'm not going to do Sega Genesis. Maybe I'll save that for another video. This is all just kind of like Nintendo related stuff that I've picked up over the years. I still do collect. Like I said, I have not. I work most Saturdays, so going out to garage sales is kind of hard to do. And things are just getting kind of hard to find anyway. And as I've gotten older, I've kind of stopped really making that like a huge priority to do on the weekends and stuff. Although I do like the still hunt. I don't think that's ever going to go away. Just kind of in the blood, So, I don't know. I guess I'll just go through some of the box video games in my collection. And if you watch some of my older videos, you probably have seen these before. I don't really find box stuff very often at all, or hunt. Although I don't really hunt it out specifically. I'm not going to go to a game store and pay $100 for a box. If I find it, I find it. And sometimes for some like special games, maybe I'll kind of seek out the box individually and try to complete a game if it's cheap enough. But that's the way I go about it. Lots of these finds are kind of just been luck over the years. So, most of my collection is here at my parents' house, although in the city I do have some consoles and games. But, I've been back over here for the past couple nights just kind of going through some things. So I thought this would be a fun little video to put together. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let's see what we got here. The first one is Pilotwing 64. It's just box and cart. I don't remember where I got the cart from. I've had it for years and years and years. But the box I did... you know what? Actually, no, I take that back. I did get the box and the cart together. I got out of flea market a few years ago. At this point, for $10, I left the sticker on there. The guy was like primarily a game seller. But his prices are pretty good. In the past, I did buy Snowboard Kids from him on the N64 with the manual for, I believe, $13. I do remember buying that from him specifically. So, but this was years ago at this point, and it's just been kind of sitting in my collection. I don't even think I've tested the game to see if it worked or not. But this is just kind of like something I remember from my childhood. My uncle got the N64 when it first came out, and one of the first games I saw him play was this game. And it was just like a lot of fun to watch and play. So I picked it up kind of for nostalgic reasons, and one of these days I'll probably just try it out or something. The next game here is Goldeneye. This is complete. I think I bought the cart on Amazon or something like in 2011 or 12 for like $8. And I remember I did get the game the box and manual at a flea market in Connecticut for I think $12 or $13 separately. The kid was selling, another game vendor. He's willing to separate it for me, so I was able to complete it. Don't know what this goes for nowadays, but it's probably ridiculous. The next is Super Mario 64. I mean, this is a must in my collection. Uh, One of my favorite video games of all time. I've had the cart since I was a kid. It's one of the carts that kind of survived my childhood. Over the years, I believe my dad, or you know, I believe he probably sold it like at a yard sale or something, along with some other games in the console. But a few did survive that I had from childhood. The box and manual. My brother's a game collector too, so I believe I got this from him. Um, I believe he bought like a lot or something from a guy, and I was able to trade him the box and the manual. So this was a must for me, absolutely. I mean, um, I love the game, so I had to get it complete. The next is Perfect Dark. I bought this complete on Amazon years ago. Back in the day, like in the late, like um, 2009, 2010, 2011. Game collecting was kind of not as popular as it is now, so you're able to find deals even like on things like Amazon and eBay. I bought this complete for under $15 for sure on Amazon. It's probably, I don't know what it goes for now, but I did try playing the game. It's a lot of fun. It definitely holds up, but I got lost in a level and I couldn't figure out where to go, so I put it down and haven't really gone back to it, but it's still definitely cool to have complete here. Next is a Turok Dinosaur Hunter. The boxes, I mean, I have all these in protectors pretty much. But the box was absolutely destroyed. You can't really tell from the video quality, but the cart had forever. I don't really remember where I got it from, but the box and manual I got from a flea market a long time ago, and the guy was willing to separate for me. Another game vendor kind of guy. I think I got the box and manual for like $7 or something. But another game from my childhood. I had this as a kid. I remember putting in the cheat codes because the game was like really hard, even back then, even when the controls like weren't like so foreign. But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. I remember putting in like the cheat codes, and some of them were ridiculous. Like I remember one of them was like you're playing in like slow motion. It was kind of like unplayable at that point, and one of them like all the heads were big and stuff, and you got all the guns and stuff. So definitely had some fun with this for sure. The next is Mario Party. I've had the cart since I was a kid. I played it to death with my brother and sister. One of the more nostalgic games in my collection. Everybody's got the stories with Mario Party, the original anyway. How it like ruined your hand. Well, that's a fact, because I remember you would have to spin the joystick as hard as you could, like with your palm. And I remember that like being like a real issue at the time. But I got the I actually found this complete at a thrift store. I was kind of wandering around the thrift store, and this is a thrift store I don't go to anymore because over the years it just got really terrible and it was out of the way, and I just didn't have time for that shit anymore. So I was wandering around the thrift store, and one of the managers, I guess, comes out of like the back where like they process all the donations, and he had like a pile of box N64 games in his hand, and I was like, holy shit. And so I saw him go into like his office with the box N64 games, and I was just like wandering around the store some more, just like a nervous wreck, like what is he doing there, what is he doing? Finally he comes out and puts them like in the glass in the front where the glass is, and I was the first one to like go and see what was available. It's just so funny that like they like spotted out the N64 games and like took them to like the special room over there to like price them individually, you know. This was probably back in like 2016 or something, and I remember this being like $25. I remember talking about this in a past video a long time ago. And they had some other ones. Like I remember one of them was like a Lego racing game and Nightmare Creatures. I left those behind, but of course these days I would pick them up. But this is the only one I got, and it was $25, and it was complete, and I sold the cart separately. because I had the other one from when I was a kid. So that was cool for sure. The next one is Yoshis Story. This game was one that was sold from my childhood. Got it back somehow, I don't remember. But the box, it's just the box and the cart. The box I got from my brother, who again bought like an entire lot from a different person. And I traded him, I believe, something for it. I don't remember what it was. But Yoshi's Story is one of those games I had to have back in my collection. Definitely a childhood favorite of mine. Next is Mario Kart 64. Had the cart from childhood. The box and manual I got from a game store. Now this game store back in the day was run out of like a garage, like behind like a laundromat. So it was a really kind of just like just kind of like a not like a shady situation at all, but that's not the right word I'm looking for. But it was just kind of like a ragtag situation. Like it was literally like a garage, and there was games everywhere, kind of disorganized. And I asked the guy behind the counter if he had any just boxes and manuals for sale, and he takes like a box from underneath like the counter and puts it on top of the glass counter, and it was just a bunch of like loose boxes folded up of different games, and this is the one I got from him. I don't remember what I paid for it. I think it was like $15 for the box and manual at the time. Again, we're talking like 2012, maybe even earlier than that. So I've had this for a long time, and the box is like destroyed. But to me, I don't really care about having my games in immaculate condition. I think it's fun to have a little character to them, because you know, kids play with these things and stuff, and you know, I loved video games when I was a kid, and I did not treat my games like that great, so I don't expect any other kid to really either, because they're just, you know, we're children and we don't really fucking care about that stuff. So that was cool to have complete for sure. The next is a Game Boy game, Super Mario Land. This is complete. I got this from FYE, believe it or not. The FYE by my house, by my parents' house, closed down like 5 years ago. And a few years before they closed down, they started taking in retro games and selling them. But the thing is, they had like amazing deals. It was like outrageous how great their deals were. And I would go every single week to see their new inventory. And they always had like new stuff. It was incredible. If you watch some of my older videos, if there's any of you guys still around, it was called the Amazing Game Store. I referred to it as, and I remember I got this for $5, $4.99. So that was definitely fucking awesome. The next is Super Offroad, another original Game Boy game. Got this at a flea market for $5. The guy that was selling he had like a ton of video games, and he was definitely a freaking nut. Like a lot of his games were like super overpriced. Like he had Xbox 360 games for like $20 a piece. This was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. The guy was just a complete nutball. PS2 games, like pretty much anything, and they were extremely overpriced. But the Game Boy games he had for all $5 a piece. And there's another one I got over here. The only two complete. There was actually 3 complete ones, and one of them I believe was like Wheel of Fortune or something. I left that behind. But I got this one, and as soon as I bought the 2 games, and I was asking about some other games, he said, "I'm not so." I don't know if like he was mad or what, but he's like, "I'm not selling to you anymore. Just go away." I was just like, okay, like I wasn't rude or anything about it. He was just a complete psycho. So I got that for $5 from him. This is the other game I was talking about, Dig Dug. So this is complete as well. Got it from the same guy. Yeah, I mean, it was cool to get those games for $5 a piece, and they're being complete and all. It was just like a strange vendor, strange situations, but definitely an interesting memory. The next is Pokemon Blue. I got this. So this is just a box and cart. There's no manual in here. Long time ago, man, probably 6 years ago, 5 years ago, back when I was kind of like collecting like a fiend. Even back when Craigslist was worth like somewhat of a damn, not anymore, but this lady had put an ad on Craigslist, and the ad listed all these boxed Game Boy games. But they were just kind of just like the boxes, and there was like a few games kind of here and there. The crazy thing is all the boxes didn't have the games in them. It was just the boxes, and some of them had the manual, some of them didn't. And I bought it. I bought the whole lot from her for $60. And this was one of the and I still have some of the boxes stored away that are not complete yet. I do plan on doing it one day if I come across the carts. But this is one of them that I finally got complete. I bought that. This is one of the boxes from that lady, and I got the cart. There's a little flea market by my apartment building in Manhattan, a few blocks up, and they, they really don't have too many deals over there, and it's a very small flea market to begin with. But one guy had a Game Boy case on the table, and it's probably like 1 in the afternoon, and I wasn't gonna ask about it because I'm like, well, how much? He's probably over asking for this because it's 1 in the afternoon and nobody's asked about this. Like, I don't get it. And I didn't see what was inside the Game Boy case, and I kind of took a little peek inside and had some good stuff in there. One of them being that Demon Crest game on the Game Boy. Gosh, sorry, I work today, so my brain is like mush right now. It's one of those demon games on the Game Boy that's like kind of sought after, and in Pokemon Blue. And I asked him how much, and there was like a destroyed Game Boy Advance in there too, which is broken. Later I found out, but he was asking $5 for the whole thing, and I bought it immediately. I thought it was a great deal. So this is definitely cool to have the box for. See, I love Pokemon as a kid. But believe it or not, I did not play the Game Boy games. Everybody in my school, all my friends did, but I didn't really have an original Game Boy, so I never played the games. I played Pokemon Stadium on the N64. That was kind of my Pokemon game of my childhood, but definitely a lot of fun. I actually did a few years ago try to go through Pokemon Red, and it was fun, but the grinding, it was ridiculous. You take like 2 steps and you'd be thrown into a random battle. It was getting kind of out of hand, but definitely cool to have for collecting wise. The next is Castlevania on the Game Boy Advance. The only Game Boy Advance game I have complete. I bought this on Amazon years ago for probably like $20. I love Castlevania, and it's a lot of fun, and I just wanted it. So, and I don't collect for the original Nintendo, never have, just because it's a console I didn't grow up with. So, but I do love the game. Castlevania, so I wanted it in some capacity, and it was cheap enough complete that I just jumped on it. So the next game is Arrow Gauge, and as I look at this game, I have not really kind of looked at this game in years. This is actually another game I bought from that thrift store I was talking about, from when I got the Mario Party one. This was, I believe, $5, so that's why I bought it. And it looked like kind of like an FZero game. Still have not played it all these years later. But it does remind me of FZero, so that's why I bought it. And I do love FZero, so definitely cool. For $5, you really can't go wrong on that, for sure. This game I got, it's Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo. I've definitely talked about this game on previous videos, but I bought this on Amazon in like 2012. I think it was like right after I graduated college. On Amazon for $12, and I remember the description. I went to go buy the cart, and in the description it's like, yeah, you can have the box and manual too. I guess it must have just been like a regular seller, not like from the Amazon warehouse. So I got this for under $15 at the time. I don't know what it's going for now, but I can tell you right now it's probably not $15. I'm just gonna kind of go through these one by one here. These next 2. Could have sworn there was more, but I guess not. Okay, so these next 2 are Excalibur 2097 and Supernova on the Super Nintendo. Now, these 2 games I got from FYE years ago for very, very inexpensive, and they were factory sealed at the time. At the time, they had a ton of factory sealed games that I bought from FYE. That I have, these are the only 2 I kept, but they're not sealed anymore. I opened them. I know, right? but the games I wanted to play. But the other games I did leave sealed, and I did sell all of them just because I just felt having all these sealed games in my collection was probably just a waste of time. I hate to say that, because I know some people are sealed game collectors, and that's cool. But for me, it just didn't really seem, it just didn't really make sense for me. So I did have to sell all those, but I did keep these. I wanted to keep something out of that lot. And I just for example, there was ActRaiser 2 was sealed. I believe that was $25. A game on the TurboGrafx 16. It was like Dragon's Curse or something. I could be wrong. It's been a very long time since I got that lot. I believe that was $3. Like crazy deals, crazy deals. These were definitely under $10 at the time. Some other games from that lot was Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I sold. ActRaiser 2. And Tecmo Super Bowl. There was just a ton of them. That's just like one of those, how you game collect and you have like those 1 or 2 scores that you'll just never get again. Yeah, this was one of those times, because back in those days, I was rampant on collecting, and I just I don't pursue it as much as I used to. I just have other things going on in my life. But definitely a cool story and memory from those days. The next game is BanjoKazooie. Got this in a lot years ago, man. Probably like 2014 or so. It was a lot of Goldeneye 64. This game, Perfect Dark. They were all these were complete, and an N64 complete, which I still have in storage somewhere. The guy was asking, I believe, $60 for it. He didn't want to sell it. Like he listed it, and then he kind of changed his mind. And then I kind of convinced him to sell it to me. And he's like, all right. And I met the kid. He was a really nice kid. He was going to his residency. He was a med student. So he kind of was moving out of his parents' place and just needed to get rid of some stuff. So BanjoKazooie is one of those games where I needed it complete. It's my favorite game of all time. This is my favorite game of all time. I try to play it once every few years if I can. It used to be every year, but now, once every 2 or 3 years, I'll pop it in and see how far I can get. Click Clockwood is such an amazing level. But yeah, this is definitely something I need to complete. Okay, so I got 3 more games to talk about here. We got FZero. Got this years ago. There was a time where you can buy FZero sealed on the Super Nintendo for like $10, $15 all day long. And so that's how I got this. It was sealed at one time, but it's since been opened and played with. So, it's just fun to have, and it's a great game too. Donkey Kong Country, one of my latest acquirements. I do want to get Donkey Kong Country 2 complete, and possibly 3, but I already have the manual for number 2, so I would like to get the box someday. I got this 1 or 2 months ago. I've had the manual forever. I've had the game for years and years now. Probably since like 2009 or something, when I started getting into collecting again. And I bought the box and game from a seller on eBay. A new listing came up for $25, and I just jumped on it immediately. And so I sold the game separately to get the box a little cheaper. And the box isn't in the best shape ever, but it's just great to have complete. One of my favorite games of all time, for sure. And the last game I got here is Zelda Ocarina of Time. Amazing game. I'm not a big Zelda person. It's just one of those games where I didn't play it as a kid, so I didn't have any nostalgic attachment to it. I did rent it once as a kid, and it was one of those situations where, like, as a kid, you're an idiot. So I started on like an old save file, and I didn't know what the hell was going on in this game. So I did not get the best taste in my mouth, if you know what I mean. But years later, as an adult, I went back to it, and it's an incredible game. Oh my god, everything about it is amazing. The dungeons, the music. Oh my god, the freaking Temple of Time music. It's so epic. And I did not beat it, but I did get very far. And I did want it complete because it is such an incredible game. I've had the game for a bit. I got the box of manual, I believe, from my brother. Another one of those things where he bought a lot from a guy and sold it to me for a good price. So that's where I got that from. So that's it for now. You know, I don't really have the biggest collection ever. Over the years, I've kind of gone through some of my games and sold a few of them, and you know, it's just how it is with me. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know how often I'm going to post music videos. Jesus Christ, regular videos. Probably going to be once in a while because it is fun. And with things kind of slowing down again with the quarantine and the lockdowns, it's getting pretty crazy here. Maybe you'll see some more uploads from me. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night and stay safe out there.